What's good, everybody? Happy pre-Sonic Frontiers night. Yo, guys, the 5-year wait is finally over, guys. We literally can finally stop talking about the discourse for this game. Well, actually, no, I'm wrong. The discourse will always continue for this game, but it's looking like the review embargo has finally lifted. I didn't get a review code, so I'm gonna cry on camera for 3,500 hours. Just kidding. We're gonna get into some of these reviews, guys, because there's been a lot of discourse already surrounding this game and some disgraceful, trash, garbage opinions. Yes, I know it's an opinion, but it's still trash and garbage, guys. We have the most controversial review I've ever seen, especially when most people are pretty positive about this game. So yeah, guys, overall opinions are pretty strong in the game. I will say we got some 9 out of 10s, we got some 8.5 out of 10s. IGN gave it a 7 out of 10, which kind of doesn't make sense because they gave Forces a 6.9 out of 10, so I don't really know about that one. I think this game is going to be better than Forces, but overall, guys, the opinions are like pretty positive about the game. For a Sonic game to get a 73 on Metacritic is where it currently stands right now. I mean, listen, I think it should be a little bit higher, but I'm going to get into that. We have a disgraceful, trash, garbage, like pick me, edgy, fake review that I want to get into today, guys, because this is like kind of crazy. It doesn't even make any sense. So if you guys look right here, Digital Trends, I've never heard of them, and you probably haven't either because they primarily grade like electronics and stuff like that. They said that Sonic Frontier isn't the Blue Blur's worst game, but it's close to the bottom. So right off the bat, they, left a very negative review. But let's get into some of the reasons why. I kind of want to dissect it, break it down, and read it, and just kind of get your guys' opinion and see what you guys think about this and see if this is garbage, because I just don't get it. It doesn't make sense. Let's get into it, though. I hate to even give this website a click because I'm sure they probably got the most clicks they've gotten in a very long time. But basically, they start off by talking about how the game is compared to Sonic 06 or Sonic Boom. They say it's not as bad as those games, but they say it's a heavily misguided game that muffles good ideas with questionable narrative, technical, and gameplay design decisions. Sonic Team continues to demonstrate that it's not quite sure what to do with the Blue Blur, taking a wild swing with a game that tries to rival open world games rather than double down on the strengths of newer titles like Sonic Generations and Sonic Mania, or older successes like the Sonic Adventure series. Well, that I can kind of get behind. I think what they're trying to do with this game does work, though. I think everyone thinks that the open world is the strongest part of this game, and an open world Sonic game in theory does sound really good, like with the physics and momentum. Obviously that didn't appear in this game, and they went a different direction with that. I still think it's a direction that the franchise should take. We're not going to read the full article for spoilers and stuff like that. I'm going to highlight some stuff. Here's one of the goofiest sentences about the story right here. With every new dialogue scene, I found myself either completely puzzled or laughing hard at how seriously the game was trying to take itself. The story becomes increasingly nonsensical as it goes on, and it will likely only live on due to viral YouTube compilations of its oddest moments. It's like someone built a game just for Donkey. Once again, we're stuck with the Sonic game narrative, aiming to turn the cartoon series into something much more serious and not doing it well. That approach has never worked for Sonic Team, so it's no surprise that it struggles here. Then you actually start playing the game and it only gets worse. All right, dude, like, come on. First of all, he said that the Sonic Adventure series was good, which had like actual serious like plots to it. And then he says that the cartoon series never did it well. So like, which one is it, bro? Did the Sonic Adventure games do it right? Or are you just a hater like trying to be viral and edgy for no reason? Because you're not really doing a good job at that. Anyways, let's keep moving on. All right, so the next part of the review, he says you're too slow. He says to give Sonic Frontiers credit over games like Sonic 06 or 2014 Sonic Boom, it's not riddled with glitches. Like, all right, dude, you have to bring up Sonic 06 and Sonic Boom, bro. That is pure hater energy. But listen, I get it, bro. All right, we'll keep reading. At the most basic level, Sonic doesn't feel good to control. He starts moving very slowly. Player can upgrade his speed with a collectible. Okay, so like, what does that even mean, bro? Aided by a boost button that feels more like Sonic Lost World Sprint, I was able to tweak the speed in the game's settings, but doing so negated one of the game's key progression hooks. It was an early moment that highlighted how busted Sonic Frontiers is. As that makes sense, bro. You said that you're too slow, but then when you say you can upgrade your speed or use like sliders or something like that to increase it, you're saying that it makes the game busted. Like, bro, are you slow or is the game busted? Like, I don't get it, bro. It literally doesn't make sense. I kind of get what he's trying to say there. How are you going to criticize the speed of the game and then say oh wait, you actually can go faster if you want? But I don't like that. It's just like, bro, come on, man. So the crazy part about that too is most people who have played the game say that the controls of the open world feel very good. So I don't know, one person can say the controls feel bad, and then most outlets and people that played it said like, yo, he controls really well. So like, I don't understand where the breakdown is in that, and maybe the sliders has something to do with that. But if you think that the controls are bad, then you literally can adjust them in the game. That's why I'm trying to figure out what he means by that, because I feel like that's the first person I've ever heard say that. And coincidentally, everyone's giving this game a 7 or an 8, and this guy's giving it a 2 out of 10. So I think he, it's pick me energy. He's trying to be different, but listen, I'll give you the benefit of the of doubt. Let's keep going. He says jumping and homing attacks feel sluggish and stilted, making seemingly easy jumps more frustrating than they need to be. Sonic doesn't keep momentum well either, exacerbating all these issues. Even when you're running fast or using a boost pad, Sonic will abruptly stop the moment your finger leaves the control stick, which honestly, I get that. That is valid criticism. A lot of people did want momentum in this game, but it seems like there is some, at least like physics-based. When you boost and kind of like fly like across the map, like that's some type of momentum. But I kind of get that. All right, that's valid criticism right there. 2 out of 10 though, I don't know. Let's keep going. Short cinematics often butts in to interrupt Sonic when he's running around. Anytime he reaches max rings, the game abruptly cuts to a video of him sparking up to indicate that his top speed has been raised. An odd camera angle shifts can send Sonic flying off in an unintended direction. So this guy is upset about camera cutscenes player in a game that he said you go too slow. By the way, it raises your max speed. Like I said, this is a little bit all over the place. It's not as cohesive. Let's just keep going. I don't know, man. Sonic either moves at full speed or not at all. When your main character does not control well in a platformer, it's fundamentally going to hurt the entire game. These are basic things that even Sonic Adventure 2 got right in 2001 that feels like they could be better here. Well, yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with that. Like I said, a lot of us were a little bit upset that there wasn't like momentum and stuff like that, but does a good Sonic game need necessarily like true momentum? It seems like some is present, but obviously not in the way that we think it is. So once again, like kind of valid critique, but like I said, most people who have played this game said that the controls are good. So that's why I'm really trying to figure out where the disconnect is. Maybe the guy is just bad at the game, but like I said, everyone who's played it literally highlights the controls of the open world. Where I've seen people say it's bad is in cyberspace. So let's keep reading on and see what he's got to say. All right, so in the next part of the article, the guy's complaining about the collectibles. Well, once again, you're talking about a platformer game. Collectibles is part of any platformer. If you think of any Mario game, literally what is the objective of that game is to collect stuff like 24/7 all the time. That's always been the objective. So right off the bat, he's just like hating, bro. This guy is such a hater. He says the collectibles are poorly distributed. Obstacles are laid around the open world in a haphazard manner, so it's easy to enter one halfway through its setup. Imagine stepping onto a roller coaster backward. That right there is once again dumb as hell, because in any Sonic game, if you're a skilled player, you can skip through the levels. That's kind of like the highlight of Sonic Adventure 1 and some of the classics. Like the faster you are, the faster you can complete the levels. Doing skips in games like SA1, even SA2 was always the best part of those games, like finding new paths and new ways to complete those levels. So I don't agree with like being able to like somehow like boost up into like halfway through a level. If you look like maybe up here, you see how there's rails up at the top right here? Like if you could boost up there and like kind of skip some of the level, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that necessarily. And I feel like it's always been kind of like a highlight of Sonic games. So once again, he kind of misses the mark on that right there. He also complains that the game kind of like gives you your own option to do things. Like he said that he can get a lot of collectible tokens through doing the Big the Cat mini game. He's like, why would I do the open world stuff and, you know, do the cyberspace if I can just get it through Big the Cat? It's like, bro, the game allows you to play how you want to play. Like I feel like this game gives you the most freedom, and a lot of the issues you have with this game, you can literally simply kind of skip over those parts. He also complains about the Titan boss battles. He says that they're too hard. He says that they're not skill based. He says that combat is enjoyable at times, but he also says the animations are bad. He also said that this is the worst game of 2022. So I feel like, how can you go from most people saying this game is a 7.5, an 8 out of 10? Like for the most part, let's call this game a 7.5 out of 10. How do you go from every single review basically saying just about the same thing to getting a 2 out of 10? Like this is going to drag down the score of the game a little bit, and it's really disappointing, honestly, to see that like people like this outlet literally is only supposed to review like electronics or something like that. Like they barely even review video games, and they're out here dragging down the score of a game. Like, bro, it's just crazy. But I'll say this though, Sonic fans, at the end of the day, we cannot let reviewers take this away from us. We've been waiting for this game for over 5 years, and while it might not be perfect, it's going to be probably, in my opinion, probably like a 7 or 8 out of 10. I really do think though I'm going to like this game a lot more. This probably will end up being my favorite Sonic game. I haven't played it yet, but remember guys, form your own opinions. Don't let people like this drag you down, honestly, and don't even be too critical. At the end of the day, this is this guy's opinion. While I disagree with it, he does have the right to make whatever claims that he wants, so it is what it is. But it's just a little bit baffling to me how radically different this is, and like I just feel like it's not a good indication of what to expect from the game, especially when it's so different from the other review scores. Like it's literally like 50 or 60 points lower than the average review score. Keep in mind though guys, as it currently stands, Frontier's Metacritic score is only 4 points lower than Sonic Generations, which a lot of you guys say is the best Sonic game of all time. It's definitely good, but it's definitely not my number one. Unleashed got a 60 on Metacritic, so guys, scores don't matter. Like I said, make your own opinions. I'm really excited for Sonic Frontiers, guys. We waited forever for this game. This is our moment, finally. It's gonna be bittersweet when the coverage of this game ends, but don't worry guys, I have a ton of content planned for this, so it's gonna be very exciting. Let me know what you guys think about this review. Let me know if you guys are hyped for Sonic Frontiers. We'll be streaming it tonight. We'll be streaming it tomorrow. We'll be playing this game, so let me know what you guys think about this. I got nothing else to say to you. I don't even want to read this article anymore, but until I see you next time, peace out.